to recovery. I think they're amazing. I just don't like addicts that are not in recovery. Yeah. It's not that I don't like them. I'm just disappointed by them because I don't have an addiction. Yeah. I have a physical condition that I didn't choose. Yeah. And a lot of addicts don't choose addiction either. Yeah. And you've taught me lots about addiction. Yeah. And it's to a point where I can't mention it. But I'm mentioning it today because you're going to come and clean my room. Yeah. And you, right, are going to enter recovery too. Is that correct?
Well, I'd hope so. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
imagine
I
I'll be
do.
abstinent, but
Because like
I
what you're
intend on
doing.
reducing my drug and alcohol intake now that I'm not having to fight for my fucking life.
Well, that's great news. And I like to see you enter recovery and become the best person that you can be.
But
Yeah.
Lee, right? Okay, so sorry to interrupt, but can you not see that although, the I'm essentially asking the same effort from you that you're asking from me.
I know. And
It's just that you put some effort into sorting your life out, and I'll help you do it, which is kind of what you're offering me, right?
that's right. Yeah.
So, well, at least we're on the same page.
Yeah. And it's something I've been wanting to express for a while, but you've not been in a strong enough place for me to say it. So I've kept my mouth shut. You know what I mean? And like, this is like, we're so both in hot water. You know what I mean? Like literally in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode for so long, it winds you, it grinds you down, your personality, everything. I'm sick of being in survival mode. And people go, well, you just need to get a job. It's like, fuck off, I can't work. Can you not understand this? People are so fucking neglectful what I go through. Well, I understand you. Do you know what I mean? I understand you, and you're working really hard. And I think what you've been able to do in such a space of time is amazing. And you should give yourself a fucking pat on the back. You know,
I have done. I'm proud that I've survived because, yeah, not everyone would have done.
but you're far from out the woods. You know, you've got a
No,
place to
no,
live. You've got
I'm still
freedom. Yeah,
unemployed, living in a
yeah,
council
and
house,
you
but I have a
still
house, so that's one thing.
and you have a really expensive habit as well. And like 5 grand doesn't go fucking anywhere with that stuff. I can tell you. You know what I mean? I was robbed by a coke addict. You know what I mean? I had my whole company taken off me by someone who couldn't stop putting powder up their nose. So I've been there and I'm experienced with that. And I'm sure you've seen it in your work.
Lee, I
You know?
literally worked for drug addicts for 8 years. I sold
Yes.
drugs for my entire
And
adult
it doesn't,
life and have taken
put
drugs
you
for my entire
elevated.
adult life. If anyone knows about drug addiction, how it works socially, how it works within the system, etc., it's fucking me. You don't need to talk to me about it.
Yeah. But, can you beat it? That's the question. It's all right being lucid about it, like, can you beat it without extra help? I don't know. It's up to you.
I mean, Lee,
But maybe this
I'm
time,
not lying. Well, not, it's not that I'm not lying. I feel that what you've just done there is
what?
you've done this thing where it's like now it's about me, but it's not me that actually needs help right now. I'm okay. I'm in a position where I can enter recovery now because I actually have a
Oh, you're
house.
not
Whereas
literally.
it's you that we should be talking about because it's you
Yeah.
that is saying that you're really struggling.
What I'm
Like I've
saying,
got an
right?
addiction issue, but I'm not talking about killing myself currently. Whereas you're saying that this is something that's on the table, and that's why I'm worried.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I've got very strong boundaries around these things, and I've been hurt very badly with people who have been in active addiction. Yeah, so I don't want to go down that road again. Yeah, and there's a lot of unknowns. So this is why I'm expressing this to you. It's not.
Okay, well that's
It's
fine. I respect that.
and this is what I've thought for a long time. But I've thought, you know, Louis' addiction is none of my fucking business. Literally none of my fucking business. If you want to fucking hoover up cocaine and drink like a fish, I'm not. It's nothing to do with me. You know, but
Well,
the
I
fact.
appreciate you caring about it, Lee. In the same way, I can reflect it back to you and go, I care about you. That's why I want to tidy your room. Whereas one
I,
is a very
I,
simple, practical thing that can be achieved. The other
yeah,
is a deep
I,
psychological issue that's probably going to take years of therapy.
yeah. So like, are you going to come round? Are you going to be sober when you come round? Are you going to be doing cocaine
Lee,
when
you're
you're here?
happy. You never see me sober because I'm a fucking drug addict. Is it going to
Yeah.
bother
Well,
you that much if I'm tidying your room? As long as, I'm not going to be abusive. I'm not. I'm not going to,
no.
I will just come round and help you tidy your room. Whether I've had a drink or not, if you really don't want me to, I will make sure I'm sober. If that will mean that your fucking room gets tidied, fine, we'll do that.
That would be not. That would be nice. You know what I mean? And that
All
would
right, all
be
right, go on
great.
then. I'll do that.
Then
I'll make sure I'm sober for
I'm
you.
receiving help. Yeah, from someone that I'm receiving help from someone that is in recovery, not in active addiction. And because like the people who've helped me in active addiction have really burnt me. Yeah, because they've changed.
Yeah, but I'm
They
not
have
them, am
become
I,
worse.
Lee?
Huh?
I'm not them.
No, you're not them. Yeah, but
Okay, so
in
don't
my
don't tar me
experience,
with that brush. I'm not abusive.
no, I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are, right? I'm not saying you are, right? But it's a boundary that I have, and you say it's a punitive boundary, and that's like that basically sort of takes my boundaries
It's
away,
the way.
and
It's the
and
way.
and
Lee, it's the way you talk about addiction. It's
I
very.
was not confused by
Like
that.
we've talked about it so much, Lee. Like, but it's the way you talk
It,
about it is. I think if you spoke to any mental health professional that works in addiction, they would say that you have some very problematic views about how addiction works.
yeah,
And
it
that's
hasn't worked for
fine
me.
because you've been abused by an addict, and it will affect
I've
and
been abused
skew
by
your and
addicts.
it will affect and skew your view on addiction. But what I'm saying to you is, maybe you need to address your views on it because as someone that has like literally, I grew up as a child around addiction.
Yeah.
I then went on to work with
What?
addicts. I've sold drugs. I am also suffering from addiction issues. I have every level of understanding that you possibly do
Yeah.
not have, other than your one or two
Yeah.
experiences of having to deal with addicts, which
No.
were
No.
abusive. You know what I mean? But like, I can see it from various different angles.
Fuck me, man. I've done the 12-step program. Yeah, I've done the 12-step program. Right. Yeah, and like it's fucking difficult, and I'm still on that program every fucking day. And like I'll work through it. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like if my boundaries, they're my boundaries, and like
Well,
maybe
so
that's just
so
the way.
Lee, can you, when you say boundaries, can you describe exactly what you mean? As in,
Well,
what is a
it's kind of like
boundary? When is a boundary
what.
healthy?
So my friend who was helping me before, who's got very bad addiction issues, is dying. Yeah, he's a chronic alcoholic. He's had 2 heart attacks. His liver's going. Yeah, and I said to him, look, you're in active addiction. I'll help you, and you can help me. But I don't want to see you die. I don't want to see you kill yourself every single day because it really hurts me. Yeah, because I really like you, and when I'm with you,
I'm a stickler for language, right?
yeah,
And what you just said then was,
yeah,
I don't like seeing you in an active addiction because it really hurts me.
yeah,
Now, who's at the center of that
me,
statement? You.
but me,
You.
yeah,
So are you actually caring for your friend in an altruistic way when you're actually more bothered about how it's affecting your mental health, not the person that is literally dying of alcoholism? It's fucked up,
yeah.
Lee. You need to reassess that because it's a bit selfish because
So,
you're a bit
so,
worried. You're more worried about how it's affecting you than
so
how it's
I,
affecting
I,
someone that's trying to help you.
yeah, but the thing is, I don't want to get help of someone who won't get help themselves. You know what I mean? Because how can someone who's drowning help someone who's drowning? You need someone who's fit to help you. So, you can't expect someone who's like drowning to
So are you
pull you out.
saying that because I'm potentially in active addiction, I'm incapable of helping you?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
So what are
I'm
you
saying
doing
that
then?
you might not be capable of what you think you're capable of, and it might not be good for you to help me because you're not strong enough yet. So,
Good.
so
I'm definitely strong enough to help you tidy your room, Lee.
yeah. but I'm definitely strong enough to have boundaries that I don't want to be helped by someone who's not sober. Yeah.
Okay, right. Well, I'll tell you what, Lee. I reckon let's just stop this conversation now because I don't see it really going anywhere. And I don't mean that in a naggy way. I'm totally fine with us disagreeing about it. My offer for help is still there because I fucking love you as a brother. I reckon go get your hair cut. Give us a shout in a bit. If you fancy coming round, hopefully I'll have an air fryer. I can cook us some dinner. I need to go buy one. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like you to see my new crib.
I might go get myself a couple of beers so my anxiety goes down a bit. And,
You're fucking joking. Come on, you can't just sit there slating alcoholics and then say you're going to do that. You're not a child.
Hey, I don't slate alcoholics. Alcohol is the solution, not the fucking problem. Yeah.
Me, come
And
on.
I've got
You're
a
not
problem.
even making sense now.
Why?
Because you can't sit there
Alcohol is not a
and go,
problem.
I don't want addicts to support me, and then go, I'm going to go and get alcohol to support my
Louis,
anxiety, because that would actually make you have addictive
Louis,
personality yourself. So,
Louis, just
you
instruct.
can't slate
Just
people and
instruct.
then literally go, well, yeah, but
It,
also I'm going to do the
it,
same thing that they're doing, because that's
it,
just fucking cognitive dissonance, bro.
well, why not? It seems to work for everyone else. I mean, my fucking
Whatever you
physical.
just said, it doesn't. You think people are ruining their lives, Lee? Come on, man.
Come
Uh,
on, they're flying high, Louis. You know what I mean? They've got their own house, got a kid, got loads of money coming in. You know, got jobs. Yeah, they're fucking great. I'm ruined. Yeah, you know,
okay.
basically, it's a world that doesn't make any sense to me. It's like
Because it
you
doesn't
big
make any
lads,
sense.
you've
The
been
world's absolutely batshit crazy, fucking mental fuckery. Nothing makes sense. Like,
when I was
we have to
told,
struggle through it, but, it's
when I
not.
was told that I
On
would
one,
get
on one
more
hand,
help.
Lee, you're saying to me, I don't understand addicts. Why are they killing themselves? They're ruining their lives. And then you've literally just said to me, oh, but also, I want to go get drunk because life's so chaotic and crazy, I can't cope. So,
Because
if
that's
you
what
were good, do
sounds
you
good.
understand alcoholics and why they may or may not fucking flush their life down the toilet because they can't deal with the reality of how horrible and cruel the world is? Or do
Yeah,
you not understand it? I don't understand
I
what
understand
you're
both
actually
sides.
saying, Lee. It's mental.
You know, but I understand both sides. You know what I mean? I understand both sides, and it's a very touchy subject because it's very hard to talk to anyone about this. I can't seem to talk to anyone about anything because
Bro,
if I talk
we
to
have
an
been on the phone for
addict,
an hour and 40 minutes talking about it, so we can talk about it.
yeah, but it basically like I don't feel like I can interface very well with either people who are sober because they're dickheads, or people who are in because they know the truth. Yeah, they feel everything, and they're trying to get over some trauma. Yeah, and then they've got sober people, and they're like fucking robots that never felt anything in their life. And I don't know what I want to be. You know
No,
what I mean? I don't
you
know
just
what
need to
whether
be you. Just be you. You don't need to drink. I mean, I would, as someone that has, spent a large portion of their life struggling with addiction, I would definitely advise you not to go down that route. 100% don't, because your body and your brain just get hardwired into it and it will fuck you up and your life will get worse. And also, especially considering the fact you have obstructive sleep apnea, it it reduces the quality of your sleep, so it will compound everything. So just
yeah,
on a purely advice level, don't do that. You don't like, and if you feel anxious, go for a walk, man. Like, I know that's the worst thing to say, but it's better than going for a
no,
beer. Or
if I
come and
flip
meet me
this
for some
around,
food or something. I'll meet you in Sherwood. I'll buy you lunch or
well,
something. Like, we can have a chat in the
if
Weatherspoons.
I flip
But
this
just
conversation, yeah, and said that to you, which I never would,
what?
it wouldn't go very well.
What's
If
that,
I
sorry?
flip this around and go, right, you've got obstructive sleep apnea, man, and you need to fucking knock this addiction on the head because A, it's going to skint you, and B,
But I
you're going to be
don't.
back
I
on.
have addiction. I don't have OSA.
Yeah,
I'm saying that those two pathological things will compound each other
yeah.
and not help
So,
you. I'm like,
the
I don't have to
story
worry
bit,
about OSA, do I?
Yeah, but you have to worry about a lot of other things. And like the thing
Yeah,
is,
but you have OSA, and if you developed alcoholism or a drug addiction, it would be compounded by your OSA and make it considerably worse than whatever it is I'm dealing with, I'd imagine.
yeah. So the thing is that for us to work together, I had to weaken my boundaries. This is difficult for me.
Well,
This is
I'm
really
not
difficult.
asking you to weaken anything, Lee. If you don't want to work with me, you don't have to. You know what I mean? I'm just offering to
No,
help
no,
tidy your fucking room. Christ.
it's you know, you tidying my room or me accepting help, yeah, right, means that like we're working together. And this is what this other chap was doing for me. And he couldn't like I couldn't bear to watch him die. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, but
It's,
Lee, I'm worried that I'm seeing the same thing happen to you.
well, yeah,
Like,
but
you're telling me you want to commit suicide. I'm trying to help you, and you're telling me every reason why it won't work. I don't want
um,
you to die. I don't want you to be harmed by what I consider, and I may be wrong, by a very negative worldview at the moment. I'm not saying you've always been like this, but at the moment you have a very negative worldview, and
well, yeah,
I want to find a way to help that change because
like,
I can
you've
only
done it.
do so much, and
You've done it
one of
already.
those things is helping you tidy your room, or
Yeah,
it's just working on a project that's positive together that gives our life meaning. These are positive things we can do.
yeah.
That's all I'm trying to do, Lee. Like, if you
Eventually,
don't want it, if because I'm an addict, you think you can't work with me on those things, that's fine. I can definitely put all my energy back into myself rather than other people because that's fine. I could do with investing in myself, but because other people have looked out for me when I've been in a very dark place, I do feel like I should pass that forward to people that need some help. If you don't want that help, though, Lee, that's fine.
well,
I'm
so
not going to fall out with you about it. It's just I will stop.
I,
I will stop engaging on this level with it because it's not getting us anywhere, is it?
no, I mean the thing is that like I have to like weaken my boundaries, so I like to do that. But as long as you know I'm weakening my boundaries, that's fine. You know, so it's fine. I'll take a chance on you, Louis,
Say again.
because you know what I mean.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I didn't hear that.
So yeah, I'll have to, I'll have to weaken my boundaries a little. Stop being so uptight about everything. You know what I mean?
No, no, I'm not. I'm not suggesting you do that, Lee. I would ask that.
It's
When you talk
choice.
about
It's not.
addiction, just be wary of who you're talking to and how it will affect me as an addict, as someone that worked in addiction, as someone that grew up around addiction. When you talk very negatively about it and put all the
Well,
blame on the addict, I fundamentally disagree with your views on that. So when you do it, I will challenge it. And if you don't listen to me, I do start to get a bit upset
yeah,
because
yeah.
because I feel like actually you're not you're not. I don't know. I don't want to say
What?
you're not debating with me in good faith because I think you are. I just think you're a bit confused and you're being led by your own experience rather than actual facts about addiction.
Well, yeah, I'm sure after
And I
2
don't blame
hours,
you for that either. I'm not
of this,
saying that makes you a
it,
bad person or anything. I'm just saying it upsets me because some of the stuff you're saying is actually quite horrible for someone that suffers from addiction.
um, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hurt you.
No,
You
no,
know what
you're
I mean?
not hurting me. I'm just telling you that, like, it can do. And that's why I'm sort of suggesting maybe we should
Yeah,
disengage from this conversation for now because I do end up feeling a bit attacked. Whether that's fair on you or not, I don't know. But I'm just
I'm not.
saying, like, you're my mate and I don't want to fall out with you about anything. So let's just
Louis,
change the subject.
yeah, it doesn't matter if I attack you or not.
No, I'm not
Make
saying
you feel,
when I say attack, that's a strong word. I mean, I
you
feel
know.
attacked. I'm not saying
uh,
you have attacked me. I feel attacked because I
The
have
thing
my
is
own
that
feelings in. I have my own feelings in
I,
the game as well.
I have to accept that there's nothing I can do, yeah, to stop your addiction, even though I want to.
No, 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 Lee. There is something you can do, and that is either educate yourself better, or you can, just before something comes out of your mouth, just think, is this making sense? Is it going to affect Louis in a negative way? Do I actually know what I'm on about? If you answer no to any of them questions, just don't say it, and it's fine. We don't have to discuss it.
Well,
We're mates, and if it affects you in a really negative way, that
it's
you say it does, then that's fine. I respect that, but just I don't need to hear. As someone that's spent a decade working with addicts, some of your views I struggle with, Lee, and I don't think they're right. And there's only so much time I can spend trying to explain to you the reality of it. And without wanting to sound arrogant, I do think I understand that reality probably a lot better than you do, because I literally did it as a job. You could just not talk about it, because there's lots of other things we can talk about.
Well, as my ex used to say, that's the elephant in the room.
Well, it's not. It's
The best
not with me though, is it? Because I openly talk about it with you all the
you are
time, despite the conflict.
you are the strangest drug dependent person I've ever met. You are not like
Thank you.
any other. Yeah, the others are delusional. Yeah, and like whatever, but you're so lucid about it. I don't understand you. How
I
you
don't
form
understand
stuff.
me either, Lee, to be honest, but I do understand. Yeah, no, I can't say I understand it. It's such a like addicts. They're people, man. They're not just addicts.
Of course they
There's a
are.
whole load of trauma and childhood experiences and
I
brain
was in love
chemistry
with
that affect how addiction how it affects the individual. And I feel like you see addiction as like a blanket thing, where actually I see it very holistically. Like, addicts become addicts for a reason,
I see
usually
it.
anyway. And sometimes that reason is choice. Sometimes people choose to be addicts,
I
but
see.
sometimes it's really not choice, and either there's a neurochemical aspect to it, or like a trauma response, or it's just totally
It's
normalized to them from childhood. And it's
yeah,
really not as black and white as you view it, and I can
someone.
tell you
I
that from a decade's worth of experience, literally
internally.
working with
Yeah,
class A
I,
drug addicts.
the word addict, yeah, is a bit rough, and I don't like using it. Someone who's trying to get out of pain. That's what I say. Someone who's trying to get out of pain, and the easiest way to do that is through alcohol and drugs, and
Well,
that's
no,
how I see
no,
it.
it's not. Well, yeah, maybe easiest short term, but I would say therapy is if you can afford it, access it. That is how you get out of. Ultimately, drink and drugs will only compound whatever issues you're trying to deal with.
Yes, that's correct. But luckily, I don't drink.
You do drink, Lee. You come around my house with beers.
Well, I don't drink consistently every single day, and I don't take cocaine or any kind of class A drugs or anything like that. I'm clean running,
No, I know
and
you
that's
are.
why.
I know you are, and I fucking respect it, Lee. That's why I'm saying to you, don't start drinking. Don't start relying on drugs, because it will make things worse for you.
Yeah, and this is the thing with antidepressants. I like to clean. I like to like
I,
run
but and
without.
also, I'm not recommending you take antidepressants either. I'm just saying that's an option if you're struggling to get out of the rut that you're currently in with your mental health. I'm not saying I would use them. I'm just saying they are there and they do help certain people, and it very much can just depend on
Yeah,
your brain chemistry and whatever the fuck they decide to prescribe you. I'm not saying it's going to solve everything. I'm just saying they are out there. They can work. They don't always work.
that's yeah, that's good. Well, okay. Well, it's been a great counselling session.
No, hasn't it? I mean, honestly, Lee, just so we can end this on a positive note, I do like having
Okay.
these conversations with you, because I think they challenge both of us, which is
Well, I'm
positive.
super, Louis. We're both super smart. Yeah, and I was in love with someone who tried to get out of pain, and still is really, really poorly. And I was getting some help from someone who was really, really poorly, and I couldn't bear to see them hurt themselves. So I stopped. And, he's a wizard at the system. He's amazing. He basically he knows everything about the system. You know what I mean? And he's a very, very clever guy. But yeah, just like kind of the loot, unfortunately. But yeah, anyway. Right, okay. Well, I'll give you a shout when
Give me a shout later. Get your hair cut. I'm going to probably try and go get an air fryer, I think, whilst it's still light outside. Yeah, man. Come round. I've got. I think Mo's coming round about 6:30, and then I've got to go get the computers from Steve's house, and she's going to help me do the flooring. But if you want to come round later this evening or tomorrow or something, it'd be good to see you. I want to show off my new art.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be great. And let's have a look at these computers.
Yeah, man. I think let's keep on a positive vibe. Until sometimes we get a bit too negative. I think. Let's think about how we're going to take over the world with AI cats.
Really, speaking about facts and the elephant in the room is not negative. It's
no,
it's
real. Not. Like I said, I think it was a very positive conversation we've had. I find it stressful because there's certain issues where I think we're kind of at loggerheads about, but it's just it's not an issue. You know what I mean? It's just maybe we shouldn't talk about it all the time.
That's what Claire used to say. Lee, maybe we shouldn't talk about my alcoholism. That's what she used to say.
No, but I'm happy to do it, but I don't feel you're listening to me, Lee. So after a while, it becomes, it becomes draining for me. I don't need to talk about it. I don't need to justify myself to you or to anyone else. But I would like to educate you a little bit about the realities of addiction. Sometimes you listen, sometimes you don't. Sometimes I listen to you, sometimes I don't. It's totally fine. And you're my brethren, and I respect your experience of it and your belief systems around it. I will challenge them, though, when I think they're unhealthy. But that's cool, man. That's what friends are for.
It's like, we need to be addicted to tokens.
Well, let's get me 1 million of them motherfuckers.
It's like,
Lee, you need to check out that. Sorry to change the subject quickly, but I think we maybe should just change the subject a bit because I don't want to talk about addiction anymore, really. So Google AI Studios, Gemini Studios, have you looked into it?
You said yesterday, but I was far too kind of.
Yeah. Well, I thought I'd remind you because it seems like it's free, or at least up until a point. Basically, you go. I can't quite remember how I did it, but I just went. You can get like a developer thing, and then you get access to Google AI Studios, and it can do. I've not even looked at half the cool shit it can do, but I made a voxel-based cat computer game that was 3D. I was able to get it to not only transcribe YouTube videos, but it can describe what's actually happening on screen, which I've not seen any other program that can do that that's free.
Right.
It's honestly, have a look at it. Just Google AI Studios or Gemini AI Studios, I think it's called. Honestly, it's super interesting. Also, I got that Google Notebook LM to look into that Alarma software, for setting up LLMs on local systems. I got it to write an entire podcast about it, but it was far too high tech for me. So if you get bored at any point, I'll send you a link to it. Give it a listen and see if you can translate it for me, because I don't get it.
There's got to be a way we can monetize both our fuckery.
Mate, this is the game. This is what we need to be putting our energy into. Not fucking worrying about how people have hurt us in the past or how shit the systems are. We create new systems. We find new people that aren't cunts.
Yeah, you're far too positive for me. You're like fucking.
That's only I'm sure that is only because I have money in my bank account and I've got somewhere to live. So I can understand your negativity because I was that negative only 2 months ago.
Yeah, I've got no money in my bank account and probably somewhere I live, which is not perfect. But hey, it's been fun. All right, Louis, go and get an air fryer. I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother. I'll speak to you soon.
But basically, my beard's driving me mental.
Yeah, I'll go have a shave. You look like a kid again.
Yeah, that's the plan.
All right, dude. Yeah, give us a shout later.
Yeah, see you later.
All right, enough love. Bye.